Hi guys, Callum from the Bushcraft Cave here, and thank you for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be doing a comparison. We're going to be comparing the DD Tarp 3x3, which featured in our last video on how to set up a tarp quickly and efficiently and the most effective knots to use. And we're going to be comparing against the newer Superlight Tarp. The layout would be very similar to our more Bushcraft Black versus Holtiver's OK4 knife review. So we'll run through a full product specification. We'll go through it in a lot of detail. We'll set both of these up, we'll go through the pros and cons, and at the very end we'll do a summary on which one we think is best. Both the standard DD 3x3 and the Superlight will come in this drawstring carry sack. Perfectly acceptable and great. The only reason I've moved this one into a bigger dry sack, this overboard 8 litre one, is because this bag's fully waterproof. There's a lot more room and the material's a lot more durable than the standard carry sack. But both items arrive in identical packaging, just the 3x3, the normal one, will be slightly bigger obviously than the Superlight version. You can see when you've got them next to each other that even though this 3x3 has been moved to a different type of carry sack, when these are both packed down and folded away, that the standard 3x3 is a lot bigger than the newer Superlight version. The DD Tarp 3x3 weighs in at a total of 790 grams, excluding guy lines and pegs. The Superlight version weighs in at 460 grams, which is less than a bag of sugar. And just to show how far DD have come with their technology, it wasn't that long ago that this original 3x3 used to weigh around 1600 grams. The DD 3x3, this particular one's in olive green. This is made from 190T polyester. The Superlight range by DD, this tarp is in coyote brown. This is made from ripstock nylon. Generally speaking, nylon would be considered more weatherproof and all around more durable, and it's also one of the contributing factors to being able to keep the weight down. Both the tarps have a polyurethane, a PU 3000mm coating, which makes them 100% waterproof. So we've set both of the tarps up now, the 3x3 in olive green at the far end and the Superlight one right next to me. They're both set up in very standard diamond configurations, which is a setup I like to use because I feel it's very optimal and it saves on time, and for hammock camping it serves its purpose very well. One thing I want to touch on though, with the Superlight, this one is brand new, and in the packet you'll get with it a set of guy lines for the corners, and you'll also receive 4 tent pegs. With the standard one you receive exactly the same thing, the only difference being the guy lines will be a slightly thicker material and the tent pegs are in a slightly different style. If your primary objective is weight and going as lightweight as possible, the guy lines the tarp comes with is absolutely fine. You can apply those to each corner. The only thing you'll need is a ridge line. What I personally like to do is I would always change them for 550 nylon paracord. If you don't have nylon paracord, polyester is absolutely fine as well. And I would just do that because the 550 paracord's a bit more durable. These come in pre-cut lengths, and you may want to just extend the length to add to the versatility of the tarp. So I would personally, if weight's not your biggest driver, then maybe look to swap that out for 550 paracord. With regard to the tent pegs, usually I would just discard these and say don't bother with them. However, I have to say, on the Superlight one, I am blown away. You won't be able to obviously feel these in your hands watching the video, but these weigh nothing. And to put in the ground, hopefully you can see this, but you know, I could just use my hand there and they're straight in. Again, for optimizing efficiency, I do not think it would harm you at all to put 2 of these in your pack. I promise you, you would not notice the weight. I'm talking a few grams, absolutely nothing. And if it's optimizing our setup speed, then that can only be a good thing. So to my right, we have the DD 3x3 original, and as the name suggests, it's 3 meters by 3 meters. To my left is the Superlight version, and the measurements are slightly different on this one. It's 3 meters by 2.9 meters, so it's 10 centimeters shorter on one side of the tarp. Both of the tarps feature 19 reinforced attachment points, and that is really one of the best things that DD Hammocks do. Not only is the loop material reinforced, but the material around it is also reinforced, as this is going to be under additional strain. Having 19 attachment points as well also just means it's very, very versatile. You can set the tarp up depending on the environment you're in, the situation you're in, and what you're trying to achieve. We've just used a really basic diamond configuration here. The only difference between the original and the Superlight is that the loop is slightly bigger on the original. The material stitching goes back a little bit further, and the area it covers is slightly larger. At the Bushcraft Cave, we're huge fans of DD Hammocks, and we stock almost their entire range of tarps, hammocks and sleeping bags because we know the quality is very, very good. And anyone watching this video will know that for themselves. This is my personal 3x3 tarp, and this is probably getting on now for about 4.5 years old. I've spent many nights underneath this tarp, either on courses, by myself, or with friends. And for anyone who's just getting into bushcraft, or who hasn't experienced the DD product, I would highly recommend this product as a general purpose all-round tarp. It does a great job, and the retail price for this one is about £36.95 currently. For those of you who are looking to keep pack weight and pack size down to as minimal as possible while still having a highly durable product, then the Superlight range is definitely worth taking a look at, and it's highly recommended. And the retail price of this tarp is £64.95. I hope you found this comparison interesting and you learned a few things. If you've got any comments or questions or queries, or you'd like to write anything in the comments below, please feel very welcome to. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.